you have accomplished anything, and then of course you have always the fear that you do not accomplish something, that you fall short, and this then if you want, but then you cannot accomplish anything or cannot accomplish those goals you set yourself, especially if those goals are plain. You cannot just dream of being a millionaire. Where does this lead you? You have to have at least an idea of which you are follow through, and then believe me, passion alone is not enough. This has to go beyond passion, because if you are passionate about something, then you will gather information about it in order to do it better. For example, if you are a carpenter and if you are passionate about carpenter, this of course you will be some sort of more able and capable, but however you still need to get those resources. You will or should dedicate some of your time to learn more about carpentry and so on, and you will, if you're really are passionate about, because some informations you always have to gather. Of course you may be a natural talent, but however you still need to gather information, however, and then you fall short. You cannot accomplish these things. What has been promised in those rap videos, that you have to be manly, that you have to be fearless. I don't know what this means, but as far as me concerned, you should be fearful, because being fearful prevents you from making stupid mistakes, or being fearful makes you cautious, and you think about issues more than once, so twice or three times, and then you see some problems which then can save or maybe save your life. So being fearful is indeed positive, and you will survive if you are fearful, especially cautious if you're cautious. However, but in a tough world, you don't want to show fear, or in a tough world, eventually you want to be recognized as being tough. This is the value. This is the value of a society, and then it happens that one of you or one of your family members has came out gay, has came out as a transsexual, because in our society we all are, especially in our generation, we are all fixated with genetics, and then everyone assumes the entire gene pool is some sort of rotten, debauched, whatever. And this is what people thought about me as well, because my older brother was transsexual. They immediately assumed that I would be gay as well. So this was again something very hideous, and I narrowly escaped being raped, and not once but many times. So this was close one, every time very close, and again very nasty. However, but then of course then you this bars you then from being accomplished, and then this is where the pathway to hate grows, because hate, this antagonism, us versus them, it only works if you think that you are at least equal or are better off, but then if you cannot accomplish it for that reason, this is what hate grows. This is when you hate the other hand. This is when you then go over to dislike the existence of the other. This is something you then consider some sort of a competition, again, us versus them, and you do not hate the system, because this system we talked about still gives you meaning, still gives you purpose. You say that the others have an overedge. You say that the others have, in a way, still advantages. The others have privileges, or if the others, in a way, this is happening partially with cultural appropriation. If you think that some white people dress up as they would be from the hood or whatever, that this would be insulting. Well, it is indeed very difficult, because the hood culture, in a way, is a culture to the mainstream culture, but however has still the same values of the mainstream culture. So or who is taking over what and why? And this is something you would have to ask yourself as well. And then of course you see this partially in the Matter, Black Lives Matter movement as well. So when you're barred from this success, when you just not accomplish something, even though your outrage is reasonable, this is what we talked about as well. I mean, this is indeed reasonable. At least those people who are genuinely interested in the improvement of their lives. But again, there are some people among them, and this is something which we have to address, and this is what I saw in Austria as well. Some people who just don't care about any agenda. They just want to destroy things. They just want to smash cars. They just want to destroy people. Some of them need psychological help, because you could see, at least I detected, some of them, they had some parental issues, and they in a way assumed that they stayed this home, whatever this is, because they would some sort of associate the state, the police, with a father or with a mother, with one of their parents from whom they did not get enough love. However, and it is always easier to destroy something than create something, but because in the end, if you only seek attention, and if you want to seek fast attention, especially on social media, because in social media, if you can get attention on the tip of your finger, and if you want to get fast attention, then the fastest way is to destroy something. This is easier, fast done. Destroy your car and or film while you destroy your car and post it on YouTube or Instagram, and you will see you will have a lot of followers, especially when you mix it up with a good music. However, and this is what you see in that well as also, but again, and then in this antagonism, which was some sort of sadistic pleasure, or in a way you put yourself in it, and then the gap widens. I mean, then you cannot accomplish things. However, what we want to talk about is as well, I mean, this might be now every Marxist who made an assume, yeah, the system is the problem, whatever. I mean, we talked about this as well. I mean, there is of course a lot of literature about recognition as well. I mean, in especially in German culture, in the Frankfurter Schule. This is a German school of thought founded by Theodor Adorno, who was I mean, I don't know what he was. I mean, he was a Marxist, but he some sort of was an Hegelian. He was elitarian. Theodor Adorno thought that if you only think about something, then you would come up to a solution. So everything can be solved with people thinking about it. So in this world view, there would be no place for war. However, I mean, this Frankfurt school of thought is very prominent in Germany, and there is one thought strength. This is Anerkennung, which was very promoted by Axel Honneth. He is part of this Frankfurt School of Thought. I mean, I would not assume. I mean, I don't want to chide anyone's accomplishments, but I do. It is not really a good thought and approach. I mean, I worked with it for a couple of time, but then it has some issues. Maybe we will talk about it in Desire. Yeah, maybe. So, but in a way, in that sense, recognition, this is true. This is something genuinely human. You need, in a way or another, recognition for your being, for your existence, for what you have accomplished. This may, in our society, in a capitalistic society, this may be about money. But don't forget, if you have read Max Weber, which I would really recommend everyone to do Max Weber's. Again, I should really look that up how this book is called in English, but it is about Protestantism, the Protestantic ethic, and the spirit of capitalism. This is my free translation. However, this is very interesting, and there you see, this is some sort of, in a way, you assume recognition. You assume that you are the chosen one, because if you already start doubting, that you would not be the chosen one, the one God loves, then you have already lost, and you cannot be the chosen one. So either way, you don't wanna doubt that you are the chosen one. And then, of course, this is what we talked about as well. After the militaristic gender, so when the military, especially in Europe after the Second World War, was pretty much falling, this grace in Germany, because of these atrocities, what was committed by the Wehrmacht, and there's still some research in Germany as well as in Austria, which will try to investigate into atrocities of the Wehrmacht during the Second World War, especially on the Eastern Front, and as well as in France, where the French military was pretty much humiliated by the German military. And so, in general, in Western Europe, the military lost prestige, it lost praise, and thereafter, more and more, you could see that this, in a way, this business gender took over, and you want to be laborers, you want to accomplish something, you want to be the man, and this is what you seek recognition for. And in that sense, you have to separate money from recognition, because recognition is something you can gain without money as well. And in every communistic society, if you assume that you have to do away with capitalism in every society, you have to recognize someone, firstly as a human being, secondly as well as for his accomplishments. So no one is the same. Some people put in more efforts than others. This cannot be the same. It shouldn't be the same, because it is hard work, like I said, getting up every day and going to work, or even sitting your ass down and write something, whatever you have it. It is not easy work. This is sometimes grueling, sometimes, or mostly it always comes with self-doubts, whether it is good or bad. However, there is indeed a difference to those people who do not accomplish anything. This is what I saw in the university as well. Some people, they just did not care, and they were just passed through because they were some affiliates, because they would belong to the same party as other peoples as well. So this is something which is not advisable. And again, this is what destroys a society. This is the reason what is wrong, or what is working wrong in capitalism. This is the reason why there are monopolies and so on, because this is the reason why the economy is orchestrated only by a handful of people, and they always make sure that no one comes into their ranks, or they bar any outsider from coming too close. So this is something despicable, and this is happening within the leftist philosophy as well. So the left, in that sense, is no exception. At least the Austrian and German left. These are the people what I saw. However, and we are talk about hate. Let's stay there. And this is what we said here. This is antagonism. You cannot accomplish success. We talked about in gender. You are the man. You have to, or you still, in a way, operate and think in those terms of your parents and grandparents, because your social circumstances do not give you an alternative. For example, if you're a normal